Okay, I'm going to do a quick demo of how to use TerraScriber to create a map. So I'm going to hit create, edit a map. I'm going to choose what of the loaded packs I want. We're just going to use the core one that comes with TerraScriber, so everything that you see will be things that you can actually use. We'll create a new map. Let's make it a little bit smaller than this, and let's call it demo. So the first thing that we're going to do is create a layer. And a layer is basically constrained to a single type of tile. And so you layer up layers of tiles to create your main map geometry. So we're going to do grass. We're just going to fill this whole layer with grass. We'll add another one. We'll call this one water. And we'll set, the tile set is the tile set used by the whole layer. So each layer can only have one tile set. And you can draw tiles. If you right click, it changes this to basically delete. And so we'll just draw a little river through here. And now we're going to put a little building. Actually, I'm going to put that river down here. Do this, and now we're going to make a building. So we'll create a new layer and we'll call this walls. So this tile set will be this cottage stone, and we're going to make a living room space here. Then, like, let's say this is a little bedroom. Maybe there'll be a kitchen or something off of the back of here. We can put doors in here. Then we'll add another layer. This will be floors, we'll call it. This will be cottage planks. We'll fill in these. Actually bring that there. So now we have kind of our main geometry laid out, and this is all tile based, so this is all constrained to the tile grid. Now we'll add items to this. So let's start with some, actually let's go back to our layers and let's do one other thing. Let's add a new layer that is road, or let's just call it dirt. And we're gonna make a little, we want this layer to be below other ones, so, it doesn't need to be above the grass though. And then we'll make this cross the water. Now because the water layer is underneath of it, it is rendering underneath it. That's okay, that's what we want. Put some dirt here for flower beds. Now for items, let's start with adding some trees. So we'll just sprinkle some trees. I'm using Z to rotate this and X to just flip it, so it's kind of arbitrary. Looks a little bit more organic. Place some trees here. We need a bridge, so let's go add some logs. And then I can select all these, and if I use the arrow keys, it will snap them to the nearest pixel. So I can make all these more uniformly laid out. That's a little better. There, we got a little bridge. Let's see. There we go. Some posts here. We need some stairs to to our house. We'll go with some stone ones. Oops. I'm using Z again to rotate, and middle mouse to drag. Throw like a couch in here. So you can kind of see how this comes together. There's tons and tons of items. You can rapidly filter and see all the different items that you have available. You can change the layering of items by pressing the plus and minus key. So I want this barrel above or below. You can select groups of items and hit D to duplicate and rotate groups of items. Delete deletes them. So like this, if I want to add a rug, but I want it to be below the couch, I can create that and then move it. I can add like groups of trees here. If I want like a really big tree, and then maybe like some smaller trees clustered around it. And then let's go with another medium tree right here, kind of overlapping, and let's make that under. And then if I want to reuse this, I could duplicate this, and I could flip it and rotate it some so it looks a little bit more organic and less duplicated. So you can kind of see how things come together. There's flowers and things like that that I can put in the flower beds. Just throw some in here. I'm not doing a real careful job here. And then we can duplicate these and put them in the front flower bed. Just get rid of these extras here. So you can kind of see how a map comes together, and then once your map is done, you may want to change the overall look of it. So let's turn up our tint alpha and our blend here. So right now I'm tinting this whole image white, which just means it's becoming grayscale. So we could like make this a little bit more like a sepia tone kind of map, but maybe we don't want it fully sepia tone, so I can turn down this tint alpha between 0 and just change the contrast a little bit. You can also turn down the whole blend and mess with the saturation values, so we can desaturate it a little bit, turn the contrast down and add a tint, and that kind of brings all of the colors of the map together. You can also turn the grid on and off, and then when we're all done, we can choose our export scale. Like say we want this exported at 500%, and then hit export ping, and that will give me a ping file, and you can hit open export folder to find your file. So that's TerraScriber. Basically every change that you make, or when you click this X, your map is saved. So if we close that and our demo map is here, we open this back up, and it should be exactly as we left it. And that's a super quick overview of how to create maps.